Hello everyone, it is Mike here and welcome. It's our first one and of 25, first Rumble of 25, and it is going to be Battle of the Sexes. Men versus women. Yeah, we're going to do it. and trust me, I picked number 1 and number 2 because it's going to be funny. But we're kicking things off here with Seth. I love this entrance, by the way. And I haven't played a lot yet. I'll go ahead and tell you what I think so far. But yeah, look at Seth. He wears the weirdest clothes ever. And I love when people make fun of the clothes that he wears. But you know who's going to be number 2, right? I set this up for a reason. I did this for a reason. You can obviously see why. Yeah, so it's husband versus wife. Why not? Let's kick things off that way with a good domestic dispute. That's how we're going to kick things off. Oh, I'm going to get in so much trouble for this. I don't care. I don't care. Oh, this is going to be fun. But this is the first time I've ever done anything like this because, you know, they've never really had this feature for a while. I mean, they used to, and I'm sure there's some mods you can do, and uh-oh. They may refuse to fight. This may backfire on me. Look at this. Uh-oh. Seth's creeping on his wife. Oh, my goodness. I knew it was going to happen eventually. And I went ahead and put this on normal momentum just in case it would drag out. I didn't want it to go too far, but hopefully it's not too fast either. The women have high overalls. However, they don't have the size advantage. You have to put that in perspective in this type of match in particular. They don't have the size over. I mean, there is a couple ones that can cause some issues, like Nia, of course, and Rhea. But a lot of them are cruiserweights. So that is going to be an issue, I think, going into this. But we'll see what happens. We got Naomi here. And everyone's an 85 or higher. And some of the overalls I totally disagree on. Like, for an example, Logan Paul being a 90. That's a disgrace. That's just he should be... Now, I will give him the benefit of the doubt. He should be like maybe an 85 at the highest. I'll give him 85. I'm being generous with that. But tied with Jay, that's ridiculous. And now I love seeing, this is just so weird watching because you're not used to it. You know, you go all these years with not having anything like this. Of course, they had it in Day of Reckoning 2, and then you could have mods, of course, if you wanted. And Nia is here. And Seth's going after, oh, Nia just slapped him across the face. This is hilarious, but yeah, so what do I think so far of all of this? I think I haven't played enough to really determine. I will always say this, the soundtrack, they never put enough songs. And if you're like creative like I am, you need to have like at least 20, 25 songs. And they do like 12, I don't know, around. There's some really good songs on there I was surprised that they had. I really like that song "Suffocate." It's on there. There's also an Eminem song that I really enjoy, and there's a couple other ones too. I can't think of them off the top. The Rat-a-Tat-Tat song with Baby Metal, and it's another band also. That's a great song. I really enjoy that song. And those are songs I listened to before I heard them on here, so it was kind of cool hearing some of those songs I've listened to here recently. And we got Bailey at 7. I also don't like, I don't know if this was in the last one, or maybe I didn't notice. I don't like the gamer tag in the corner. I don't like that at all. And maybe there's a way to take it down, but I do have an issue with that. I don't recall it being in the last one. Or maybe I didn't notice. I think I would have noticed. It's not that big. I mean, it's not that large in print. But it's still, you know, I don't want that on my shows, which I'm sure there's a way around it. And we got CM here. So I put the highest overalls in that are active currently. You would have to be active currently to be a part of this also. And it looks like Becky is done already. And I'll admit, I was all for the intergender matches forever. I wanted this forever. And now seeing it, it's just so weird. Because, I mean, how many years have we went without it? I mean, of course, like I said, there's been mods. But it was never a standard thing. And I really like it because it's going to bring more ideas to the table. So that's one bonus plus. And I was talking about the soundtrack. It was all right, but I still think we need more songs, and I'm sure you could turn more on, like entrance themes. I'm sure you can turn those on. What else was there? I like how they. I kind of like. I'm a little bit in the middle on this, but I kind of like how they took all the options off. And when you go to like the options, like there's less clutter there. That's just a little thing. But at the same time, I think you have to go into certain settings and adjust certain stuff. So I haven't really, I mean, I haven't played enough to know. Of course, nobody likes the whole thing with the cross platforms, where everybody can't, that limits creativity a little bit, especially for the old gen people and the PC people. And, some people, they don't want to go to the island. They don't want to go to the island, but you're forcing them to, I mean, you're causing all this cross-platform crap because of the island. And Seth is done. Wow. And look at CM. Wow. And, yeah, it seems like it's easier to eliminate the women here, and it's nothing against their overalls because some of them have higher overalls than the males. It's just their weight class. It looks like it's affecting them the most, especially when it comes to lifting people. That's going to be a big issue that they're going to struggle with. Of course, Nia's not, but like 75% are that are a part of this. And I didn't agree with some of the overalls. Like Natalia's an 85, but Stratton's an 85. Does that make any sense to you? It does not make any sense to me. But we're not going to have episodes till April, so you don't have to worry about that. I got a lot going on right now. A lot going on, and some big changes coming. And EO is here. I hope we don't get all the women in at once. And that was so weird, and how I kicked tonight off was horrible. I made it a domestic dispute. Seth and Becky got into it. I like how they didn't do anything at first, and they threw me off. And I was like, oh, they're a team. They're going to work together. And then all of a sudden, Seth just says, I've had enough of my wife. I thought that was funny. I got in trouble one time when I was younger because I had a friend, and we played Day of Reckoning 2. And his mother was not a fan of us using Big Show against Stacy Keibler. She was not a fan of that at all. And I don't know, maybe something happened with her and a man before that kind of made her snap. But she was not happy with me because I brought the game over. And it's just a game, And I don't know how you can complain about it and play Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter with the same scenario. I mean, And don't even get me started with GTA. I mean, you're going to complain about this? And I think people have kind of let it go, and I think a lot of fans of this don't care. Because, you know, a lot of people love the Attitude Era, of course. But a lot of the fans don't care about this concept. But there's always going to be whiners online that are going to say something about it. But I think everyone's in the clear because, I mean, the other games are 10 times worse. So, you know, you have people making GTA videos of them picking up women and then driving to the top of the parking garage and letting them out as they fall 100 feet. Like, I think this is the least of our worries. And there goes Naomi. I like Naomi. I really do. I think Natalya is my least favorite of the picks here. And I'm trying to think of who else. I like most of the women that are high overalls. You know, I agree with Rhea. They had her at 96, Bianca at 95. Those are my two favorites, so I couldn't agree more. I think Tiffany should have been at least an 88. I think 85 is too low, or at least maybe a 90. And Jay eliminates a woman here. So I wonder how they would feel about it. I mean, imagine if they did this for real. That would be crazy. And I know Nia's gotten into the guys' rumble before, and she's dominant. I mean, it doesn't matter where she's at. She's really dominant. Beth Phoenix also is another one that's kind of entered in. And, yeah, we've seen a lot of the women get picked apart, though. And I think it's because of their size compared to the men. Because they definitely have the overall. They just, it's the weight class affecting them in this particular match, which is a factor when it comes to lifting people out. And Charlotte's got a high overall too. I was also shocked by Liv, 91 for Liv. I think Charlotte had a 91. I'm not 100% on that, but yeah, some of the overalls are kind of crazy, I thought. You know, I don't think Liv is better than Jade. And they had her higher. I mean, she's achieved more. But, I mean, that's all. It's also scripted, so, I mean, just give Jade a chance. And Jade's better than Liv is, in my opinion. But I'm definitely going to get some hate for running my mouth about certain people. And there goes Jay and Io. All right, go Io. Even though she took Rhea's title, and I wasn't happy about that, I still love Io. She's great. She's top 5. I'd put her in my top 5 right now in the women's division. And, of course, Drew. I mean, I've always been a Drew fan. Even before he got really big like he has in the last couple years. I thought it was a very disservice to put him in the, a three-man band, or that was the goofiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Jinder Mahal in that band, come on. And, I mean, Heath belongs there, but the other two don't. I mean, it made no sense, and I love when Heath Slater said, "I'm the one-man band, baby." You know. And I love when Cena said he looked like the chick from Wendy's. That was hilarious. And, oh my goodness, go Io. Okay, I'm all for it. I like seeing this. And Bianca's 16, of course, my second favorite of the women. Probably of all time. Well, probably third favorite of all time. Rhea would be 1. AJ would be 2. Bianca's probably 3. And then who would I put at 4? Asuka, Io, or Bayley, maybe. It's a toss-up there. It's a big toss-up there. But so yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I at the time I'm doing this, I've only made 3 people. I have made a new person, and Solo is 17. And he's high. He's a high overall, too, which, he did. I don't know if I think he's like an 88. or 87. I don't know about that. I'd put him at 85. You know, I don't want to get a big debate started on overalls, but thought he was a little too high. I think Drew was perfect where he was at. And Tiffany was one of the shockers, I thought. I thought she should be higher. But maybe I'm wrong. I am just a casual fan, so I haven't seen every single fight she's done, but, you know, I thought she was a little too low. I mean, to be tied with Natalya? Come on. Of course, you know who runs this. 2K. That's the first issue. So I love that move. I like seeing that move. That's cool. I want to see more of that. And Liv in trouble here. And we got Asuka at 19. I love Asuka. Top 5 for sure. I'd probably put her over Io and Bayley. But it's close. I mean, look at Solo. This is just so weird. But it's so cool at the same time. But we're definitely going to get someone to whine about this, I'm sure. And they better get used to it. Because, you know, I always wanted, you know, the women to fight the men. I always wanted that. Because the women that I create are worthy to fight the men. And Cody is 20. I think all the women I didn't put in here, minus like Chyna and the Blaze woman, I think that they would get destroyed. Like, you know, someone like Indy Hartwell but I think some of these women could hold their own against some of the best of the men. I really do. Especially Rhea. I mean, Rhea's a beast. Solo headbutting. I believe that was Tiffany. It's like, that's just so weird seeing, but it's just, this is going to be fun. We're going to have fun with this for sure. And there goes Solo. I love you. Oh, Cody just wrecked Bianca. I love you, Solo. I love you. I love when Fatu does that. I like Fatu better than the whole group. I do. I think he's the star. I don't think Solo is. I think Fatu is. He is just. I just like how he's big and he's athletic and also he's good on the mic. I think he's just and the facial expressions he makes. He's just a maniac, and that's just so fun to watch. But he's had some really cool catchphrases like "I love you, Solo," and people love that. And then, of course, Tonga does I forget what he does. He makes some kind of weird noise, and Bianca with a nice flip. I love you, Solo. I love Fatu's great. And I watched a bit of him before he, you know, went to the big leagues, and I was so impressed by his ability. And LA at 22, he's a little too high on the overall, I think. I don't know. Some of you all love him, but look at poor LA. Oh my goodness, Bianca just wrecked him, and I'm surprised that the women have gotten as many eliminations as they have, because some of them are just getting thrown out like nothing. But, you know, Bianca and Io have been extremely tough to deal with. Especially Io getting 2. You know, Cargill's one thing because, I mean, she's really good and she's really strong. And look at them two working together against Drew. Oh, my goodness. That is amazing. Wow. But, I mean, Bianca's got a higher overall than Drew. And, wow. Man, they are taking the guys out. I am actually kind of shocked here. I figured the weight class would, you know, have an effect, and it does to an extent. I mean, we have seen some of it take place with like Tiffany, and here comes Fatu. Fatu, the best. One of my favorites. I think Roman's the highest of the active roster. Of course, there's some people that are higher than him, but they're legends. But he's the highest on the active roster. But I mean, like, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think Bruno Sammartino's 88 and Logan's 90. Come on. I have defended Logan 100 times. He has great athletic ability. He caught on so early. I mean, who in the world catches on that early outside of the business? I mean, only a couple people have done that as early as him. And he's great, you know, he's a great heel. Everyone hates him. But he's not a 90. I disagree with that overall. And to put him over some of the, I mean, yeah. 85 is where I would go for him. I mean, he is kind of a part-timer, too. He does so much, though. I mean, and of course his drink is in the middle of the ring also, which I do enjoy, too. I enjoy certain flavors. And Jade's done. Roman got rid of her. I think he's a 97. And we got Orton in the house. I think Orton's top 5 for me, easily. And I'm starting to really, I know before I've said it that I'm not a big KO fan. I'm starting to like him. Especially after when he turned against Cody, that's when I really liked him. I started liking him a little bit more. And then that last one that he had with Cody, that last match, you know, he's now, I like him. He's still not one of my favorites, but I used to not be a fan of him at all. There's certain people that I just don't enjoy, and he was one of them, and I'm starting to like him a lot more now. He's very talented. I mean, I just wasn't a big fan. And we got Nakamura here. A little surprised with his overall 87. I mean, he had a big losing streak there for a while, and he didn't deserve that losing streak at all. But he did have that for a little while. But yeah, he became U.S. champion, and he became a bad guy, which so he's kind of came back. And Rhea's 29; she might be the only lady left. And like I said, it seems like their durability and their resiliency in this match type is lower than the men's. But they did get some crazy eliminations, so I'm very happy there. And I wonder what Rhea's going to do, because she is the best in overall wise of all of them. And she's not really small. Finn's trying to get rid of her. And Cena's 30, and I know a lot of people wanted to know my thoughts on his heel turn. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm not a big fan of him in general, but I think he's a good guy. I've always said he's a good guy. I mean, he's always been good to kids and stuff, and especially sick kids. He's always been really good. I respect him for that. Just not a fan of the character. But with him turning bad, this is something I've never seen. I know he used to be like way back, but it's been like years. And I know there's always been people that have booed him, but he's never been like, I mean, he was like a long, long time ago, but it's been a while. So yeah, it doesn't look good for the women here, even though I'm very impressed with their performance here tonight. With at least getting like 4 guys out. That's pretty incredible. But Rhea's still in there. Who knows what she's going to do? And she's a beast. My favorite of all time. probably my third favorite of all time in general. But definitely favorite of the ladies. And Finn is done. I was surprised by him, 87. You know, I know he's really good, but, you know, they really haven't used him well. I was surprised that, you know, he's lost a lot. And I mean, Shinsuke was on a big losing streak there for a while, I believe. But I know he's gotten a lot better now. And they're taking him more seriously. But I didn't know that would... maybe that was 2 years ago. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason why. And Rhea's not going down that easy. Oh, man. And we're seeing Roman and Fatu now. And Shinsuke's done. So Owens takes care of him. What was that? That was a weird move by Owens. So we still have Rhea representing the women. Was Natalya even here? I don't even remember her. Maybe she was here earlier. I hope I put 15 and 15. If not, I'm sorry. I'm not going back. And, oh my goodness, did Rhea just get rid of Roman? Or no, it was Fatu, wasn't it? Yeah, Roman's got the red. Yeah. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. But look at Cena. Oh my goodness. Oh! Attitude adjustment for Rhea. Oh my goodness, poor Rhea. So the men win, but they kind of had an advantage with the numbers also. I still think they would have won. It just depends on how it would have all laid out in the end. Because, you know, Rhea and Nia, they all have a chance. But people like Tiffany, Bayley, they really suffered in this. Who else? I mean, Io did really well. So, but a lot of them suffered. And maybe I didn't put Natalya in. I don't know. Oh, man. Roman with that nice spear. And they're going. Thank goodness. Number 30's done. Oh, that's sick. Oh, I love that. That was awesome. That's kind of a new feature. Or at least I've never seen it. Oh, and KO just kind of crept up on Orton there. That was cool, though. That elimination. That was super neat. And KO wins. And we're going to have more of these. I will say the Xbox One has less creations. Way less. So I'm going to have to get the big box out, the X. And KO, don't you dare. This is the first one. You're not going to Philadelphia. You're not going to WrestleMania. If you think you're going, you'll get KO'd. How about that? But I hope you all enjoyed it. Pretty fun. A little bit short because I put it on normal momentum. I didn't know how. So I'll try slow next time. But I just wanted to, you know, test this out, this new feature, the male versus female, and I enjoyed it. I thought the males had the upper hand a little bit with the weight class, had an advantage, and the numbers helped them also. But overall, it was fun. I had a lot of fun with this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you all later.